Hello, MagnifyAccess. So this is our website. This is the front page, the landing page. You can see it tries to match the theme of your website. Now, you'll see that there are color options. So for accessibility purposes, you can change the saturation and also the contrast. And as well, throughout the site, you'll be able to change the languages between different languages, and these are easily addable. Cool. Let's go. So let's sign up. First, we have to create an account. This is pretty standard. Now we have to confirm our email. Since we're not hosted, I have to access a mock email solution, but here's our code. We can verify, and then we can log into our account. You can see I put in the wrong email. We have form validation, and all of these are tabbable, and they have ARIA labels to support screen readers. We can log in. It'll ask us to create our profile. So I'm going to create my profile. And there you go. By default, you are a grant user on the application. You don't have administrator access. So if I go to view grants, you'll see we have no organizations found and no grants found. Same with my applications. To become an admin, we have to go and sign into an admin account. So we have this one previously set up already. There you go. And now you'll see we have admin dashboard here. You can see this is also accessible. And what we can do is we can go to users, find our user here, and this will promote it to the organization admin that the current account is a part of. There you go. So now if I logged out and log back into the old account, you'll see we have an admin dashboard. And this is our organization analytics page. This is a list of grants that currently exist. This is a list of applications from users. This is our form builder. And this is a list of users as we saw previously. Let's take a look at our form builder. So we can create a form. Let's call this form test description. And we can add any of these. And you'll see we can create kind of like a Google Forms thing going on. Once we create it, we'll be taken to the screen. Okay, so you can see, once we're on this page, we can click edit, and it'll take us back to this page where we can edit our form and save it. Perfect. We can see we already have some pre-built forms here, so we can take a look at them. We have Form Builder 1. This demos a lot of different fields, and then these are just to follow up as examples. Here, if we want to delete a form, we can press delete. I'm not going to demo this because I want this form for the grants. Okay, when we make a new grant, we can fill out these fields. This is also, again, accessible. So our grant, and we can call this grant description. Now, you can have any number of forms connected to a grant. So we're going to select these 3 forms. We can select minimum funding amount, maximum funding amount, whenever it expires. So let's say it expires in 2025, 1st of January. We can select its sector, so education, for example. We can also upload a banner for this form. So if we want to upload a banner, we can upload an image, and then we can see banner alt text. Let's say MagnifyAccess banner. Now, if you want any supplementary documentation to submit to the user, we can add it here. So say this business letter.png, we can submit it there. And if you want the user to require to upload any documents, you can use these fields here. So we want their identification. Well, let's actually see what other things I have here. We have sample check, and let's say they want a manual. So check manual. And manual. And if you submit, this will create the grant. You have a few buttons here. View grant page, view grant submissions, view grant statistics, publish grant, and delete grant. So you will see that if we go to the grant applicants, this will filter grants to this grant, the applicants to this grant. If we want to view the grant page, we can view it here. Now note that when we're default viewing grants here, nothing will show up. This is because you didn't publish the grant. So we can publish it here. And now you'll see, we can also unpublish it, but it'll say grant published successfully. We can also see statistics here. Now if we go to the grant page, now we'll see, if we refresh, you'll see our grant here. Organizations will list the organizations that will have grants. So here, for example, we click on this, you'll see admin's grants, okay? And then if you click on our grant, it will also go to the grant page here.
All right. So if we go back to the grant page, so if we click our grant, yeah, okay, here we can see there are the supplied documents, which we already showed you can download, but there are also the forms that we created earlier. So here we can see there are 3 forms required if you want to submit this grant. So you can see right now, all 3 of them are required. And you can tell that the forms haven't been submitted yet because it says required. So if we go to the first form, and we click, open form, you can see there's a short answer question. If we start typing in it, but then we stop typing, you can see in a few seconds that the autosave will pop up on the bottom right, showing that the form has been saved. So now the draft will be saved so they don't lose their information if they close it or whatever. So again, if we type a short answer here and we choose one choice versus multiple choice, and we choose a checkbox and a linear scale option, but we do not pick a date, or we pick a date, then when you return to the grant, save the form, return to the grant, it will show as complete because we selected all the required forms. But if we go back to it, if we click the viewing option, we can see all the forms all the fields that they have submitted, and this is for the admin to view user submissions. So here we can see a form that requires an option, but we didn't supply an option. So if we click save form and return to grant, or if we let it autosave, you can see that it shows up as a draft form, which means that you haven't filled all the required forms and it won't let you submit at the bottom. However, if we go back into the form and we type a short answer and we wait a few seconds for the autosave, or save it manually, once you return to the grant, it will show as complete, which means all these prerequisites are satisfied, and now we can upload the required documentation. So here we're uploading identification, we're uploading a sample check, and we're uploading a manual. And now, finally, all the prerequisites are done, and you can now submit the application. And now that the application is submitted, we can go back. As a user, we can check our applications first by clicking My Applications, where we can see a list of all the applications that we've applied to and the current status. So you can see the application that we just submitted is in progress because it hasn't been accepted or rejected yet. And we can filter all the applications by status with the buttons up here, or we can search for specific ones. But also on the admin dashboard, you can see that it gets filtered out. On the admin dashboard, we can also now view this application by going to the applications. Okay, well first we can see it on the analytics, which just shows one applicant. And we can also see that on the applications tab, there's a new entry. We can see the user's name, when it was submitted, and the status of the application. When we click on it, when we click on it, here we can see all the forms that they have submitted, and all of the documents. But of course, since this is a grant, we need to choose the amount to award, which has a slider here. So this can range anywhere from the min to the max grant money that you specified when you created the form. And if we open the form, here's once again the form viewer, which we can see all the entries that the user submitted, and we can make a decision here on this page, which we can either, these are all the options that we made before, the choice and the short answer question, and we can choose to either and the uploaded documents, of course, the sample check, and we can either approve or deny the grant. All of these buttons, by the way, all have area tags, which means that they should be accessible and hopefully easy for anyone to use. Okay, and now that we have accepted this application, we can see here that the application shows as accepted, and we can filter the applications by the status and which grant we want to view on the right side. And now that we've accepted this submission, we can now see that the funding allocated has increased. Yeah, there's now been 100% acceptance rate because the only application has been accepted. And this makes it like really easy for the organization to know like if their like grants are getting out to the users, and they can adjust their parameters. Thank you, MagnifyAccess, for this opportunity to work on this website, and we hope that it's accessible and easy for anyone to use. Once again, thank you, MagnifyAccess.
Thank you, MagnifyAccess.
Thank you, MagnifyAccess.